Hey everyone, I'm JimClassic, and you are watching Geekin. And for today's episode, for today's toy review, I would like to talk about Transformers Studio Series number 10 Deluxe Class Autobot Jazz. Now, as I said before, you're probably tired of hearing me say it, not the biggest Bayformers fan. I do like a lot of the toys. Okay? And Jazz is a personal favorite of mine. He's one of my favorite Autobots. He always has been. I try to buy just about everything and anything Jazz related. And the Studio Series version is no exception. So, yep, enough of me talking about that. Let's talk about that. Looking at the package, we're going to put a little bit more front and center here. He's a deluxe class figure. Looking at the window here, he looks a little bit shorter than a deluxe class figure, but, you know, he's packaged in robot mode. We have the Transformers Generations, Takara Tomy, Transformers banner, big and bold and red. Nice little action shot. Studio Series number 10, Autobot Jazz. Takara Tomy did that Hasbro at the bottom. On the side here, again, nice little action shot of movie Jazz. Nice little Auto brand up there on the top. On this side, Studio Series number 10, Deluxe Class. I'll say this much about Jazz. He doesn't have a very pretty face, but it's a nice close-up of it. Transformers on the top, gibberish on the bottom. Let's move it to the back. We have what looks like I'm trying to cut down the glare. And it's not working. It's a very glossy box. Alright, I think I cut down the glare. Product shot robot mode, product shot vehicle mode, Transformers, Autobot Jazz, big screen inspired. Mission City Battle, his grand defeat at the end of the first movie. It comes with a backdrop from his, from one of the scenes that he was featured in. And down here we have Studio Series 11, which is Age of Extinction Lockdown. Studio Series number 1, which is the 70s Camaro Bumblebee, which I have no intention of getting. And Studio Series number 2, which is Stinger from Age of Extinction. Again, I really have no intention of getting him. Maybe I'll get Lockdown. Maybe. But anyway, so that's enough of the box. There's really nothing much else to discuss about that. Let's just crack this guy open and see what he's all about. And here we have Jazz out of the package, and he's definitely a tiny. Definitely tiny. He feels like a step between a Legends class figure and a Deluxe class figure. Like he's like a missing link in between the two. I mean, not that Jazz was a really tall guy in the movie. He was actually the shortest Autobot in the 2007 cast. Like Bumblebee was taller than him. So these Studio Series figures are supposed to be in scale with each other in theory. So there is a certain cohesion to that. It makes a certain amount of sense. It's just well, I'll talk a little bit more about my issue with the size. It's definitely a nice little vehicle mode from certain angles. I mean, it's a Pontiac. It's a Pontiac, I think. I'm not a big fan. That's my dog. She's just going to do that. I'm not a huge fan of the silver. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is nice. This is nice silver plastic. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not a fan of Jazz being silver because there are so many Bayformers characters that are either dingy gray or silver. And it's like, and then there's Optimus Prime and Bumblebee who are like colorful, and then dingy gray and silver. Like those were your color choices. And I think Jazz could be a little bit flashier. I mean, it's not bad. There's definitely some plastic right there in the grill. Nice blue right there in the floodlights. Clear plastic for the headlights. Plastic there, clear plastic here. I mean, oh, nice little red in the back, for the lights. Um, um, and then there's the issue that I have, which is right here. This panel issue right here by the door and by the rear of the fender. It just no matter what I do, it's not tapping in. Like I'm obviously I don't want to crush it. I don't want to put too much I'm sorry, I keep doing this. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep putting too much strength on there. I don't want to break it, but it's nothing I can do about it. So on the right side, on the left side, oh yeah, it looks wonderful. It's a wonderful vehicle mode. It looks good from the, oh no, even the front, a little bit of a gap issue, but it looks great on the left. All right, it's a nice clean vehicle mode on the left. Don't worry about this whole side of the car. Don't worry about that. Just display it like that. Just to pull back just a wee bit. If you notice, the back wheels are moving and the front wheel is not. Let's check it out on this side. So we have the two back wheels moving. We have the right wheel moving there. It's just this wheel is not touching. So that's, not the best. Not the best. Two more things before we go into comparison. Now, I don't normally like to show off the weapon in vehicle mode, especially since there's no storage for it. But I mean, according to the directions, his weapon can go right back here on the spoiler. It just pegs in right there onto the spoiler, and then we have Jazz can transport his weapon in vehicle mode. It looks stupid. It looks stupid, and so we're just not going to do that. Now he does come with a display stand. There's Carnage and Mayhem. Yeah, beautiful. There's Carnage and Mayhem on Mission City, and you can put Jazz right there in vehicle mode in either robot or vehicle mode. I mean, maybe this pristine, nice-looking car mode doesn't really work well with that, craziness going on. But I mean, you can. The option is there if you so choose. So, without further ado, let's just get on to the comparison portion of the video. Okay, so moving right along, let's get this out of here. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna put the vehicle mode on that side. So we're gonna start off with Studio Series Optimus Prime. That is not to scale. That is this truck mode is not big enough to be hanging out with that sports car. Now again, these they can only scale these guys so well that if Jazz were any smaller, he probably wouldn't look as movie accurate. And if he was any bigger, then that means Grimlock and Blackout would be even just way, way bigger if these things were 100% to scale. So this is clearly, the vehicle modes are not meant to be in scale with each other. Maybe the robot modes might look a bit better. We'll find out. But this is way, way off scale. Okay, I mean, just look at that. All right, Optimus Prime is supposed to be a big truck. He's supposed to be a little car. This does not work. I'm a bit of a scale Nazi. I'm not gonna lie. Within reason. I try to organize my Transformers by scale to the best of my ability. This is not going to work. But whatever. Let's just get the truck mode out of here. Just for the heck of it, since I still have him out and about, there's Deluxe Class Not Rod. And to be honest, this is probably closer to scale than the truck is to Jazz. He might be a little bit. He still might be a little bit too big, but I mean, this is supposed to be a small car, you know. But I'm believing this a little bit more. But you know, it's not bad. I mean, this is, yeah. I already gave my review on this guy. And just for the heck of it, since I have him available, and just as a quick comparison, since I have him available, he's one of my favorites. We have G1 Jazz, and look at that. Look at that. Oh, okay. Jazz is a little old. He's not holding up as well as he used to. But this is nice. This is nice. I like that. You know, this is... Damn it. Stay. So, yeah. Here we have, you know, Jazz in his vehicle mode. And we need to get to transformation. So, bear with me while I handle that right now. And here we have Jazz in his robot mode. And I'm not going to lie, his transformation did trip me up a little bit in the beginning. Some of those tabs gave me a little bit of a difficult time, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's a relatively simple transformation. It's not overly complicated. It's just something about those tabs. I did have a bit of a difficult time with it. Not that I'm saying this is a bad transformation. I guess it's something I have to get used to. It's a transformation that I need to just get used to, need to memorize it, and I just need to, you know, in time, if I continue to fiddle with them, I'm sure I'm going to be an expert with them. But, you know, it just tripped me up a little bit. So anyway, we have a nice little figure. Again, this is not exactly a deluxe figure. I mean, he's definitely like he's pretty short for a deluxe. A lot of that silver is still there, but there's some matte, flat gray. There is some, what looks like a little bit of bronze right there by the shins. We have more dark gray in plenty of areas, and we have a nice little silvery head sculpt. So let's just, you know, get some close up on him. You know, we have some nice car slash. Is this focusing? Yeah, we have some nice car and slash robo details. You know, nice little, you know, detailing there. Again, it's mostly I would say the gray is the plastic, the dark gray is the plastic, the light gray is the paint. No, wait. Reverse that? I don't know. Why are you not focusing? I mean, this is definitely plastic. Up here, I can't really tell. I can't entirely tell which one is the plastic, which one is the paint. I think the dark gray is the plastic right here. This gray is the paint. But anyway, I'm rambling. You know, it's not a bad little guy. He's not. Let's take a good look at that head sculpt. Ooh, why is here we go. His head wasn't. You know, are we gonna focus? Focus. It's not. All right. For whatever reason, the camera. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm having a difficult time here. So the face sculpt. I feel like I'm losing a lot of detail at the face sculpt. I think the plastic is just a little bit too dark gray, and I'm just not seeing as much detail in such a tiny head sculpt. If they had lightened up the face a little bit, even though it's not entirely, you know, canon or movie accurate, I think I would have preferred a lighter face just to see a little bit more detail. I mean, we have a nice little clear plastic visor, which is cool. And you know, it's you know, it does, you know, it looks like Jazz. Is there light piping? No, there's no light piping. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, you know, it's a darker gray. I'd like to see a little bit more color on that darker gray too, because again, he's silver and gray, and then matte gray with a little bit of bronze, and that's just about it. I would like to see more color. I'd like to see them more. I'd like to see more of a G1 color for Jazz. They back in 2007, they did make a G1 Jazz. You know, the movie Jazz Deluxe class with G1 colors. Did I mess up his? Did I screw up his leg? I think I screwed up his leg. There we go. But I never got my hands on him. But anyway, let us talk about his range of motion. So we have a ball jointed head, so it can go everywhere. He can kind of look up due to the transformation, though his head will sink into his collarbone. He can't really look down. He can just look straight ahead. We have a... Hold on. There is a thing. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. I did miss something in the transfer. There we go. Okay. He does have a little collarbone articulation. I mean, it's a little tricky, but it's there. It's collarbone articulation. It's on a double hinge. There is another hinge here. So he's got a lot of motion in this arm. He can do that. He can do that. He can kind of shimmy a little bit, you know. So that arm has some great range of motion. We have kind of a double elbow. There's a hinge there and a ball joint there. So we can kind of do like a double elbow. And look at that. Look at that elbow bend right there. That's pretty good for a transformer. That's pretty good. Now the hand, part of the transformation, it does flippity doo dah down like that. But it does have, you know, I guess some wrist pivot, which isn't bad. Same exact thing for the left arm. No waist articulation. That does not exist. The transformation will not allow it. We have a ball jointed pelvis area. So good. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Can Jazz do it? I'm not trying to balance him. I wasn't putting that much effort into it. If I really wanted to, I have a feeling I can get him into a good pose. Let me pull back just a wee bit. I have a feeling I can get him into a good karate pose if I really put some effort into it. But you know, got some nice, you know, leg spread there. Nice little thigh swivel. That's great. Bend at the knee, which is good. 90 degrees. Technically, I suppose you could say there is definitely an ankle tilt. So we can, you know. So I would say this Jazz is pretty darn... Hold on. Come on, dude. Come on. That's kind of cool. So I will have to say this Jazz has a good range of motion, especially for something of his size. I mean, he's got some nice arm, shoulder articulation that some of the bigger toys don't even have. And I am totally cool with that. So especially when it comes to a guy like Jazz, you could like totally put him in these awesome poses that is kind of worthy of the character, you know, because Jazz is the special ops guy. He's the cool guy. And I haven't attempted it yet. I'm going to. I got a feeling you could get some really cool poses out of him. I hope so. Now, moving on. Well, one thing I did forget to talk about. Jazz does have a bit of a backpack. It is the entire top half of the car. It's unfortunate, but he's so small. He's such a small figure. What else? What else are you going to do with that? I mean, it might be kind of cool if that could have just been removed altogether. I don't mind a little bit of parts forming, but maybe if that could have been removed and maybe just become like a riot shield or something, I think that would have been pretty cool. Oh, but I almost forgot. The weapon. So the weapon does have some minor transformation, just to and there we go. Now he can hold it in two ways. There's a 5mm peg. He can hold it in his left hand like he would a gun. And he can just hold it like that. He can hold it like he would a regular gun. 5mm port, just about any Transformer could hold that thing. Or, it's Bayformer's integrated weaponry. Now, you can either do the right or the left hand, it doesn't matter, but I already did the left, so I'm moving to the right. You can flip the hand down, but again, that's also part of the transformation to robot mode. And there's a little rectangular peg right there, just kind of put it. Oh no, don't argue with me, Jazz. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. Alright, and now, we can do the integrated weapon like he did in the movies. And that's also, in its own little way, it's kind of a shield. And I will have to say, I do kind of like the weapon. We have a little bit of that. I want to say this is a different type of silver. This is more of a silvery silver, where this is not as I don't know. This is like more of a true silver. That's what I'm trying to say. It's more of a true silver color on the firing end of the gun, and then we have the matte gray plastic. And it's actually a pretty cool gun. Say what you want about Bayformers and Jazz. I mean, I like Jazz. Might not be a huge fan of the color, as I said, but I do like that weapon of his. It is kind of cool. And with that being said, let's just move on to comparisons, shall we? Okay, so here we have comparison time, and starting off with a few things, let's just compare them with Studio Series Optimus Prime. I'm gonna pull that up a little bit. All right, so Optimus Prime is noticeably taller than Jazz. Yet this scale still does not work. Jazz was actually a little bit shorter than that. So, again, for this line, Jazz being the smallest Transformer of the 2007 movie, I guess making him in scale with the others is a little problematic. But I'm not going to complain for the robot mode. It still looks good. I mean, it still looks good. It's just he's not in scale with that Optimus. That is totally fine. I have other Optimus Prime toys. I could always just, if I really, really wanted to do that. But anyway, let's continue with Studio Series Grimlock. Let's put him right there, and he's standing behind Prime. And oh, look, he's not even fully in frame. Okay, so there's Grimlock. I'm going to push Optimus back a little ways. I'm going to push Jazz back a little bit there. Okay, so everyone's in frame now. Delightful. And we have Studio Series Blackout. Oh, there's my buddy Blackout. And last and least, Apeface / Starscream. And here's my current Studio Series Transformers. And, it's just not a bad ensemble. I mean, I got 2 Decepticons, I got 3 Autobots. I'm going to have a 3rd Decepticon eventually. I'm just, going to get to him pretty soon, I hope. But, it's not bad. I mean, Bayformers is certainly, difficult on the eyes, especially in large quantities like this. But especially since, can you find Jazz in this assortment of grays and silvers? The answer might surprise you. I can't find him anywhere. No, he's, okay, let's, sarcasm aside. No, I do like this. This is a fun little setup. Let's just get these guys out of here. Let's get, oh, there you go, Grimlock. Come on, let's go. Come on, everybody out of the pool. And just for the heck of it, just for the fun of it, here's Deluxe Class Sinner Twin. And this is a Deluxe Class. Look how big this Deluxe Class is compared to Jazz. Alright, that should go to show you how freaking small Jazz is as a Deluxe. Let's see, what else can I do, just for the fun of it? You know what? Here's Titans Returns Grotesque in his robot mode. Beast mode. Even the Beast mode is just a little bit taller than Jazz. And again, that's how short he is. So Let's get Grotesque out of here. Let's get Sinner Twin out of here. And you know what? Just because, here is G1 Jazz. Now, at least Bayformer's Jazz can tower over his original G1 counterpart. So yeah. You know, I do have to say, I kind of like this Jazz. He is still fun, even though he's really tiny. And at the very least, now I can kind of simulate, you know, the boss scene from the 2009 video game, where you know, you're playing as Jazz, and this poor bastard is literally fighting the two biggest Decepticons in the frickin' game. Like this guy is fighting these two guys simultaneously, and then you have Optimus Prime like yelling at you in your ear, telling you to hurry things up, and that really pissed me off. All right, you Decepticon punks, I am gonna kick your tail. Jazz, come in. Where are you? I need you here now. Hold up. What? You need me? I am about to take on two of the biggest Decepticons at the same time. Where are you? Jazz, I need you here now. Hurry. Hurry? What the slag, Prime? Are we doing this? Hold your horses, man. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? Optimus, I need you here now. How about you roll your flamey blue ass over to me and give me an assist? Who the hell are you having trouble with? Barricade? You gotta be kidding me. So yeah, Studio Series Jazz. Fun figure. He's very tiny. I don't agree with the $20 price point of this figure because he's just too damn small. But he's very well articulated. Nice but simple paint job, and a fun transformation. One that you do have to get used to, though. And I think that pretty much covers it. I'm JimClassic, and you've been watching Geekin' It.